Hey guys, welcome back to Spooky Tuesday, a weekly podcast where we're breaking down all of our favorite slashers, thrillers, monster movies, and black comedies on the new scariest day of the week. I'm Sydney Thompson.
And Monica Height.
And I'm Chelsea Duff.
And baby, we wanted to do something fall, spooky, atmospheric this week, and we kind of did a shot in the dark. I don't know about you. I didn't remember anything about this movie except for that Daniel Radcliffe is in it. But Spooky Tuesday is always right on time. So we hit the nail on the head. It's very the vibe, and it is The Woman in Black 2012. And I'm going to go right into it with the IMDb log line. A young solicitor travels to a remote village where he discovers that the vengeful ghost of a scorned woman is terrorizing the locals. And I just want to say that I love a PG-13 horror movie, and I love Daniel Radcliffe saying, "This is the first movie I'm doing after Harry Potter." What a bad
after
bitch.
He showed his butt and possibly his weighing on stage in Equus, so
Yeah.
Oh, his way. No,
yeah,
his
he
way.
did that in between the Harry Potter movies. So he already was
Yeah.
like, "I'm not just Harry, I also show dog.
I'm not a
You-
teenager, okay? I do full frontal.
I'm a
Do
mature
you
actor.
remember?
I do full frontal."
Do you remember how big of a deal that was? They're like
Yeah.
full hog
Oh, yeah.
for Daniel. Holy shit, this is crazy. He's like,
Naked
I'm
with
a
a horse.
theater actor. Okay.
And he is. And he's slayed, I
is.
assume. Not that I saw it, obviously, because I live in the United States, but
No, I'm sure he's late.
He has a
I'm sure he's
Tony
late.
now.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna see
he's
Merrily We
incredible.
Roll Along when they show it in theaters because they're bringing it to their. There must be a
Oh
tape or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
They did a professional recording and they're gonna release that in theaters, and I'll go.
I will be
fuck.
set.
Yeah,
they
let's
had
go.
such a fun press tour, so
Like, I will be
Oh, I
set.
missed that totally.
And
That sounds
Jonathan
so
Groff.
fun.
And I'm sorry, I don't know the woman's name.
Mm.
Oh,
Merrily
well,
We Roll
he's
Along, Daniel Radcliffe.
I mean, I feel like I don't know if we've talked about this recently or I've just been thinking about it recently, but like there are three beautiful actors, male actors that were in three huge franchises when they were young, youthful teens that were, hokey in some people's definition and others very serious. Harry Potter, very serious to me. Twilight, very serious to me. What
Mhm.
was the third one that I'm talking about? Lord of the Rings, incredibly serious. No one thinks that's not serious, actually. Just want to be clear. No one thinks that's not serious. But anyway, I'm talking about Daniel Radcliffe, Robert Pattinson, and Elijah Wood did their fucking time in the biggest franchises of all time. And then after that, they're like, fuck you bitches, I'm gonna do weird shit into eternity. And they always do. And I don't know, I think that's so cool. Robert's an indie darling. Elijah, if he's not in a weird fucking thing, he's producing it.
He's behind the
I,
scenes of a
I
weird fucking thing.
I'm still waiting for us to do Come to Daddy on the pod. The world's not ready for Come to Daddy, but I was ready for it and I loved it. But it's a contentious one, that's fine. And then, Daniel he's done the craziest shit of all of them, maybe. Swiss Army Man, hello?
I
I haven't
know.
Guns
seen that one,
Akimbo,
but
hello? I haven't seen them either. They're fucking
Horns?
crazy.
well, I did
Horns.
love
I've
Horns.
never seen Horns.
Horns is an upsetting film, but I loved it.
Yeah, Horns is like insane, but it's I don't want to say a good time, but like
Yeah, a good time is pushing it, but
like I liked it.
I liked it. It
I
was an
want to see
interesting
it.
film. Again, it's kind of just like a little bit. It's not full freak shit because it's kind of on the normie side of freak shit, but it's freaky.
It's freaky. It's weird. And I don't
And
know.
I loved
I
him
think
in
this
Miracle
was
Workers. He's just always having a good time. He's having fun.
he's always having a good time. I met Daniel Radcliffe one time. He's about 1 foot tall and he's the sweetest boy.
My
This was
king,
creepy.
my
I
short
used to
king.
work on Big Brother and I knew and it was filming on CBS Radford. What is that what it's called? The Valley CBS. That's right in Studio City. Um and they also were filming, it wasn't Ellen, some show there, The View. Maybe it was The View. No, not The View. That's in New York, right? There was some
Yep.
talk show that was filming there at the time, and I got wind that Daniel Radcliffe was going to be a guest on the show that day. And so during my break, I just like walked around that studio like in circles I just circumvented the studio over and over and over again for my entire break. And the timing worked out perfectly that he came outside right as I was rounding the corner and I saw him and that was before I'm as cool and mature as I am now. I do not approach celebrities anymore unless they're like my God. But at the time, he was my God. And so I went up to him and I was like, I love your work. And we have a photo together. And I look so ugly. I look so ugly. I'm no makeup, wearing a bro tank that has like cut out pictures of cat heads all over it. And then Daniel Radcliffe comes up to like my shoulder. It's crazy.
Word. Word.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Really sweet.
He
Was
seems like such a good being.
I know. My favorite image of him is when he's like dog walking in New York and he has like
Yeah.
all these dogs and he's like chain smoking cigarettes and he's just like insane look on his face. I don't know why, but like that image is just like seared into my brain of him.
Oh my God. I
The
love
one that
him.
I have of him is from I think Harry Potter 6. When he's in the Felix Felicis scene and he is talking about the pincers and he's like that's what I always think of.
Yes. That's so funny. He's so kooky crazy in the
I
best
love him.
possible way.
I love him.
But I honestly think that this is like a cool idea for like his first movie
Yeah.
afterwards because thematically, especially towards the end of Harry Potter, things are getting very dark. The color palette is similar to this. Um, and so I feel like tonally that makes sense for him to go into a horror space right away because like Harry Potter gets so horrific towards the end. It's like bordering on a horror story because everybody dies. And so I feel like that makes sense, but then also it like is it probably was like a fun acting challenge of him for him because like he has to play a father. It's very, very different than the role that he's played before. And it's like a very like quiet movie in a lot of ways that just relies on his like physical acting. Like there's not a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, I read an interview with him where he was saying he read the script in an hour on the plane, literally coming home from his last day of filming Harry Potter 6, I think, or maybe his last film of Harry Potter ever, I don't remember. Um, but he read it in an hour because he said it was like it's mostly just stage direction. Like there's very little dialogue in general.
Yeah, it's mostly just him like doing a face journey. And it's a beautiful face journey. It really is. It's very powerful. And you really have to be paying dead attention to get the full depth of this movie. So I wish I had seen it on a day where I wasn't having a bad brain day. And I wish I had seen it not on hoopla.com because I watched this movie. It's really beautiful. Like the set dressing is so beautiful. There's so many interesting little shots. I felt like I was watching it through a tin can. Like it was so blurry. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, let me look at this like spooky ass road to the Eel Marsh Manor or whatever the fuck it's called where you can only go during low tide. That's incredible. I want to see the spooky coast. Barely
Right?
could see it.
The house concept just seems like so inconvenient. Like why have a road that you can only access at certain points of the day? What's
'Cause
Have
it's
you
why?
fancy.
considered that I need isolation to abuse my sister and steal her child?
I hadn't considered that, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You
I
didn't even
think
think about that, did
That
you?
would never even cross my mind.
I think that that's so. I think it's like actually very fitting because it's like one of those like super rich people things where they're like, I need my privacy, and we have everything we need here. And so, what else could we possibly want? And you only can see us when we designate it, or the moon, when the moon designates it with the tides. Like, I think that it's awesome. And also, okay, I was totally shocked because I said at the back end of last episode that I tried to read this book and then I failed miserably. This was years ago now, but I tried to read this book. I was like, oh, I remember that movie. I should read the book that it's based on. Read a unchosen. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Read a
Unauthorized.
unauthorized sequel. Thank you. I
You're
couldn't remember
welcome.
unauthorized.
I remembered you said it yesterday.
Yeah, see, I used up that one time of remembering yesterday. Never again. But yeah, like the thing about this book and this movie that's so interesting, like I was just doing a quick pass of looking this up before I even started watching it, and I saw that there had been some other iterations of this in the past. And then watching it, I assumed what I feel like most people would assume is that this might be based on like a really old tale. Um, but it's not. The book was written in the 80s
Oh,
by
Mhm.
Susan Hill. It was in 83, Sydney, is
I
that
thought
what
it would be
is?
older.
I think
No, I
it's
thought it
83. Yeah.
yeah,
Because
it's
there's an
83.
89 TV movie
Yeah.
adaptation. And so I just assumed the book would be from the 60s at least.
No, so that's the thing I think is so cool about it. It also is this is like a British beloved classic, I think,
Yeah,
because it was
Daniel
also
Radcliffe
played
was
on
like, everybody studied it in school. All my friends studied it in school, and they did a school field trip to see the play. And I
yeah.
didn't get to do that
Mhm.
because obviously did not do traditional schooling most of the time. But
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, because basically, like, it was the longest running show on the West
oh,
End for like a long time. I was just reading about this for a quick second. And so, yeah, it was first staged as a play, incredibly successful as a play. But I think one of the strongest things about this story is that it does feel like timeless in the way where like we all thought it was really really old. I have currently been reading a shit ton of like classic ghost stories.
it
There's
feels very
this
Shirley Jackson.
Yes, there's
Yes.
this author called M.R. James, and he like literally like born in 1862, died in 1936. And I've been listening to these like BBC um stage for radio dramatizations of his
Mhm.
classic ghost stories, and it's been so much fun. They're all kind of the exact same. The moral of
Sure.
the story is don't disturb a gravesite or a tomb or take anything from that.
And people just won't learn, so we have to keep teaching
because
them.
because it will follow
Stay
you
out of the
home
house.
and it will
Like,
kill
don't enter the
you.
home.
Yeah, it's one of the it's that a lot of the time, but they're all really spooky. But it's so funny. I wasn't thinking about that when I started reading those stories, but it felt like it really prepared me for this story because like this feels like a timeless classic ghost story, and it's I don't know, it's so spooky. It's so reminiscent of like, for example, okay, wait, I'm gonna say it wrong. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do it right. Here we go. Okay, La Llorona. There we go. La Llorona. I'm sorry. I always like add an
Couldn't have guessed where
extra
that was going.
fucking syllable into that word. I always like add one or take one away. But anyway, La Llorona, which is like a classic Mexican Spanish tale of a very similar sort of story. La Llorona in that yeah, did I say it right? Yes, I did.
The
Okay.
Crying Woman.
Yeah, the Weeping Woman. That one is about a woman who her son or no, her husband abandons her and her family for another woman. And in a fit of rage, this is more fucked up than this story. In a fit of rage, she drowns her children in the lake. And so, because of this unholy act she committed, she's cursed to walk the earth forever. And so she can't go with her children to the afterlife, so she's constantly searching for her children on earth. And there's different stories of it, either like it's like a cautionary tale for children to like listen to their parents, otherwise she'll like get you, or like similar thing, she like is trying to find children and kill them to like take revenge for what happened to her family. So like I was watching this and I was like, oh my god, this is so La Llorona coded. It's crazy. But yeah, it's like I think it's really cool that they wrote this author wrote Susan Hill wrote this in the 80s and like just really embodied that energy so well. Um and I think it plays out really beautifully on the screen with like the budget that it got. Because I think the TV movie was probably a smaller budget. And this also like killed at the box office too. So I think people liked it.
Yeah, it was like the biggest British horror release in 20 years or something like that. But I was looking for a reference photo because I wasn't sure if I was maybe going to try and dress up. Monica's dressed up beautifully today if you'd like to go watch our YouTube. But I was, sorry, I was looking for reference photos just in case, and I was finding a bunch of the ones from the 1989 movie, and I
Ooh, let's
found
look that
a
up.
Facebook post where people were talking about it and saying, that one is really scary, way scarier than this one. There's a scene in it that was, quote, bowel loosening. So that is very
What does
intriguing.
that mean?
It means you're going to shit your pants. You'll be so scared. And also, a fun connection that I saw Daniel Radcliffe talking about in the interview, and also I noticed on IMDb Trivia, is that Adrian Rollins, who plays James Potter in the Harry Potter movies,
Yeah.
played Arthur Kipps in that version, which is Daniel Radcliffe
Whoa,
in this 2012 version.
that's
So it's
crazy.
a fun connection.
Wow, just as you said that, like I rolled up on a picture of him and I'm like, "Oh, there you go. That's James." And isn't okay, wait, is what's his name?
It's
Oh,
so funny too.
sorry,
I
I'm
was
so bad
reading
with
like,
names.
oh, James, blah blah blah, and I was like, Aaron Taylor Johnson wasn't born. I was like, oh, that's the fan cast.
That's the fan in, okay?
That's
You're
the
getting
fan
confused.
cast. That's so fucking funny. Wait, okay, was oh my God, how do you say that
Yeah,
name?
no one knows. That's
Si-
okay. Do your best.
Ciaran.
I wonder if it's like Kieran.
Kieran? Oh, it's Kieran. It's probably Kieran.
I don't know.
Ciara with
What's the name of the
accent
guy?
and Hins.
What's the
Kieran
guy,
Hins.
the guy from 28 Years Later? How do you say his name again?
Kieran. Kieran.
Who are you talking about?
She knows who I'm talking about.
What's his last name? Starts with an M.
The guy who Stephanie Meyer wanted to play James in Twilight.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine.
I don't fucking know.
Kieran.
His name is pronounced like that, and that's my like guess, but I don't know.
I'll look it up in a second, but let's say Kieran
Killian.
for now. Killian
Yeah.
Murphy. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I really
I was like, his
could
last
not
name starts
That's
with
with a
a
remember.
C. So, but I don't
because
know
you
if
said
this guy is
28
Irish
years
or not.
later, and so I
Yeah.
was thinking of who's in that.
Oh. And he's involved.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's in
It
that.
all comes back
It all comes back to
Aaron
Aaron
Taylor
Taylor
Johnson.
Johnson, ATJ. Let's go. Anyway, Kieran maybe Hines,
Yeah.
who plays Spooky Daddy, is what my brain told me to call him.
I think
Sam
his name is
Daly.
Sam Daly.
Sam
Yeah.
Daly. He was Aberforth,
Yeah.
Dumbledore in
And
fucking.
Janet McTeer, his wife in this movie, is going to be in the new HBO series.
Oh my God, I love her.
That's
perfect
just
casting.
British Hollywood for ya.
Well, it's funny because he was Aberforth in fucking Deathly
Yeah.
Hallows Part 2, literally the last one that had just come out. So they had just been co-stars, or not that Aberforth is in it that much.
I was
But
gonna say,
like,
I saw something that was like they starred together, and I was like, did they have a scene together? Maybe, but I don't recall.
their vibes intermixed. That's for sure.
Sure. They were at the red carpet premiere, I'm certain.
They were.
Yeah, they had met
had to-
before.
They had that scene, remember, because they're in the bar and then they
The
have to crawl
surly
through
goat
the.
or
They have to
something
crawl
like
through the
that.
portrait, and I think that's their only interaction.
Great.
That's so funny.
I'm sure they built a lot of rapport from that.
Uh huh.
Well, now they're besties after this. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you something.
Is that true?
I mean, did
No one
you see
knows.
their beautiful vibes that they had together? You can't fake that.
Sure. That's so true.
You can't fake that, Chelsea. Also, my
Yeah, what are you looking
trackpad for my
for?
computer just died. So give me 1 second. I have to plug it in. Otherwise, I can't use my computer at all while we're.
I'll take this moment to do a good cough.
Yeah, get that shit out, girl. Usually it like tells me that it's dying. Oh,
That made me like a little lightheaded for a second.
oh my God. I'm so sorry. Okay. Oh, we're talking about that. We're talking about that. Susan Hill, Jane Goldman. I've talked about how it was. Oh, we got to do Lights Out on the pod someday. Sorry, it just showed up as a like a recommended
that one?
movie. I saw it on a plane, and I was like, "This is a Spooky Tuesday movie if I've ever seen one." And guess who forgets about that all the time? Me. Anyway, um, also, I just want to point out that this movie, the first hashtag, what is it a hashtag? Genre, how about that? On the
Sure.
IMDb for this movie is folk horror. And I just want to
You
say
love
it's like,
that.
because that's what I wanted to do. I really wanted to do a folk horror movie,
Yeah.
and I did not think that this was that, but that is what it is, I guess.
You wanted to do Gothic because of Frankenstein, and you got that too.
Yeah. Wanted to do Gothic because of Frankenstein, and I guess we can say this now. We've done an unintentional 2 weeks and an unintentional 3 weeks. So I hope that here on Spooky Tuesday you have been enjoying Dead Kid 2 weeks. I think that it's a really cool theme that people really like.
And dead wife.
And dead wife, but more importantly, dead mommy 3
Yeah.
weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Chelsea brought up that one.
Yeah.
I just thought of Dead Kid 2 weeks, but yeah, we really are
And I
keeping the
said,
themes
and another,
strong.
and another.
Yeah, it's kind of like like Run It Back, November Bleak all over again. November Bleak 2 week, because I would say Frankenstein is a hopeful film.
Yeah,
these
given the
last
changes
two-
made.
Last two, bleak as fuck. Bleak as
Although
fuck.
I would say Elizabeth could qualify Dead Wife to be 3 weeks. She didn't quite make it to wife, but she's a bride.
Yeah.
Dead bride 3 weeks.
There we
Works
go.
for me.
Dead mom, dead baby 2 weeks. Okay, great. I'm glad we just established that.
We gotta have a theme.
Speaking of dead babies, though, the opening of this movie is fucking incredible.
It's
oh my
so good.
God.
So
Yeah.
spooky.
It's so spooky. Oh my God. What a banger opening. Like, way to hook you in. I just love the set dressing and like the props that they have for my alarm for my chicken went off. The set dressing for this and the props that they have are just so effective and fucking terrifying. Like, this is like a little oddity shop of a movie.
The crunching of the porcelain underfoot in that opening scene, my goodness.
Well, I think it just is so brilliant because it really like establishes, it really like imparts information, which is like these
Yeah.
children are under a spell. They are like bewitched by whatever they're seeing. You see them all turn and look in the corner, but like they are not acting of their own accord because they were just so lovingly playing with these dolls. Like a little girl would never fucking curb stomp Dolly like that unless
Mm-mm.
Dolly did something really bad. It's just so effective, and the framing in those three windows, their little outfits. Oh my God, I just was blown away in the first
Yeah.
30 seconds. It's so good.
It's
Ugh.
really good. And when it like cuts to the main story and they reveal later that that's where Daniel Radcliffe is staying because all the other rooms are
Mhm.
full, I thought that like that was going to be more of the horror, and for that to just be like background setup so you kind of have an idea of the stakes, I thought was a really interesting way to go about it.
No, totally. Apparently, that's pretty faithful to the book as well, from what I've read. That it opens with that same sort of vignette thing, and then goes back to our main character. But yeah, what a fucking hook! Holy shit, it's incredible, and it's just such a gut wrenching concept in general, like that this entity woman, the woman in black, like will make it's not like there's a horrible accident and a kid dies. It like makes them kill themselves. Like that's like
Yeah.
so scary. And the fact that they showed it to us in as many ways as they could. I think this the most overt one that we see is the window. Everything else is pretty shaded. This is a 20
At least until
13,
the
I'm sorry.
end.
Is a PG-13 movie. So, you're not gonna it's not R. You're not gonna see. It's not like Sinister. Or
I will say though, this movie is probably an incredible movie to introduce like kids to horror.
I
Know
don't
what I
know
mean?
about
I'm gonna show
that.
my 5-year-old the 5-year-old killing themselves movie so that they
Not-
can learn to be spooky.
Not like a
Hey, look.
5-year-old, but like you have like an 11 or 12-year-old. Know what I mean? Like because
Look, in
it's
Britain, this was rated for 15 and up, and then they got it rated for 12A and up. So 12 is an age appropriate time.
and then everybody was like mad about it because they brought
Because
their
it's the kid killing yourself
12-year-olds
movie.
and the kids are so traumatized. But
Which one was this?
this movie.
What?
Yes.
People brought their kids to this?
Yes, because it
You're
like,
crazy for that. Oh,
in the
Daniel.
UK, it was rated like for 15 and up, and then they got it bumped to be like a 12 and up movie. So a lot of parents took their 12-year-olds, and then like their 12-year-olds were
Guys, Harry
traumatized.
Potter's in this movie. Let's
Yeah.
go.
And
It's so
but
scary.
I think it is like for somebody who's like watched horror all the time, know what I mean? Like it's not scary, right? Like it has a lot of
I
jump
think all
scares.
12-year-olds should have to start with House of Wax.
Ugh, that was so sexy though.
That's why they needed to offset the horror and
No, they've
just
got to do
spark
horror
lots of
and
things for
then
them.
sexy as like a bounce
Okay,
back.
okay.
But like this one, you get like cool
Mhm,
settings, incredible settings,
mhm.
fun jump scares, and like sure are the people you're seeing represent yourself being murdered on screen, but they're being murdered in like a really cool way.
But like
By
it's
their
cool.
own
Like,
so
I'm sorry, that girl who
When
drank
she-
lye
Oh.
and then is just like vomiting blood. I'm sorry, that was so
See,
good.
Lye dissolves bodies, so drinking
Yeah.
it seems really bad.
I was like, girl, why would
really
you do that?
bad. Well, because she
Well,
was
we know now.
possessed
Yeah.
by
No.
the woman in black. So that was why.
When
But like
Lucy, when she smashed the lantern, that was pretty
she
badass.
literally immolated her. Wait. Is
Yeah.
that
Yes.
immolated means light yourself on fire?
Yeah.
Oof. Gotta trust my brain more. Honestly, there's some good
Self-immolation.
stuff in there. Self-immolation. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that if you make sure your kid isn't an iPad baby, then this could be a good entry point because I think that an iPad baby would not have the attention span for this movie because it is incredibly subtle in its horror in a lot of it too. And it's all
Yeah.
like, I was
Mhm.
texting you guys before this. I felt like this movie is just spooky edging because there's so much just like vibes. Just like
Yeah.
it's just Daniel Radcliffe, and he's like looking this way with his
I think I saw
crystalline
something,
blue eyes, and then he's
but
looking
not
that
anymore.
way, and then he's looking at a paper, and the paper says something horrible, and his
You're a
eyes get
harlot and you'll
bigger.
burn in hell. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah. So
There's one moment where there's like a spooky music cue, and I was like, am I supposed to have been able to see something here? Was
I
it just a
remember that
spooky
exact same
music
part
cue?
too. Was it like he like walks out onto the
He's like
ground
going
and
into
it's
the room is the one I remember.
oh okay yeah. There's one where it was like blah, blah, and I was
Yeah.
like, did I not see
I
her? I'm
rewound. I was
watching
like,
this
was there
through a
something there?
tin can, so maybe I couldn't see her. That's what I was so worried about because I was like, she's so dark and
Yeah.
like in the shadows. I was like, because I'm seeing this movie in like 280p right now,
Mhm.
like maybe I'm gonna miss some of the like little spooky moments. But I think I caught most of them.
I think you caught most of them.
Mhm.
This movie was scary, I guess. I did like I don't usually get scared, and unfortunately,
What?
okay. One moment that was funny, this is not what I was bringing up, but one moment that was funny is when he's at dinner at the Daly's house and she's like, oh, the twins. And the Mr. Daly is like, the twins will not be joining us for dinner. And then she's like, no, no, no. And he's like, I don't mind. And then they bring in the twins, and the twins are two chihuahuas dressed very fancy who like to be hand fed.
They're in like fucking little sailor outfits,
Yeah,
which is like
obsessed.
which is their son's ghost costume, by the way. He died in a little sailor outfit, so don't be forgetting that.
Yeah.
That's some weird
Um,
mommy issues shit. Baby,
that is
dead baby
that is
issue
interesting.
shit. Yeah.
But what I was thinking of is that there's the scene where I think it is right after the spooky music cue that I'm thinking of. Perhaps there are several. But he goes into the room and one of the like little old Victorian toys is going off and then it stops. But then there's a monkey toy in there that starts going up, but it's like
And it's like
it's like going so crazy that
with the
I just
maracas.
kept I just kept thinking of it and laughing like every 30 seconds after that. So it's very hard to get back into the serious vibes of the movie until the end because I just like kept thinking about it like banging one out. It's so silly. I'm obviously obsessed with it doing its thing, but it was doing some old school like it I like am thinking Phil Collins drum solo in my head. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh my god, can you please make an edit of that? That's so fucking funny.
It's just like it's going so hard and I'm obsessed with it, but it was very goofy.
Yeah, there were some parts towards the end where I was laughing out loud and screaming just because I was in an unserious mood. It's a very serious story.
But I are like banging monkey, and it's like okay.
Can you stop saying banging monkeys? This is not a bestiality podcast.
Did I choose
okay?
this? Remember when you kept saying somebody was freaking in the woods with their sister? All right.
And that you willfully misunderstood Sydney. And
I
in that
misunderstood
moment.
exactly what I told my friend about that after you said that.
I
And they were like,
know.
freaking in the woods with their sister. And I was like, that's what I'm saying.
That was a really great opportunity for us to gaslight you, though, and I really think that it went really well. Something that I have to say that, like, I'm sorry that I'm even saying it, is that I think the child who plays Arthur Kipps, aka Dan Rad's son,
Godson.
looks, or it's his actual son.
It's his real godson.
Yeah.
It's his real godson.
That's why
Yeah.
they did that casting choice. So be
That's
careful what
crazy.
you say. Because
Oh,
they were
I
like,
think
no,
he
we have
looks-
established rapport.
No, I think he looks like baby Nick Jonas, and
Oh.
that's my cross
Just
to bear.
blonde.
Just a blonde version of baby Nick Jonas. It was hard for me to not think about that the whole time.
That's
But
so
maybe it's
weird. I
because I've been
can't
watching.
summon what baby Nick Jonas looks like, but maybe
Well, that's because
just
you weren't
me.
a fucking psychotic Jonas Brothers lover like I was. I've listened to his child album. Did you know that Nick Jonas had a solo album just from him when he was like 10 or something, maybe younger, I don't know. And it's all like worship songs pretty much, like
Powerful.
pop rock worship songs. Anyway,
Need
we're
him and
fine.
religious Katy
They're
Perry
good.
to do a collab.
Oh my god, no. the purity rings are off, Chelsea. It's over.
Yeah, now they're doing Christmas movies now.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't watch that actually. I heard it was mediocre, but there were some funny moments. And I was like, I'll do it. I'll watch it. I'll put it on in the background while I'm packing or some shit.
I
For the
started
journey.
watching it and then fell asleep. There was a Priyanka cameo like right at the beginning.
Sure.
And then never again.
Well, I fell asleep.
Oh,
I didn't finish
okay.
it.
So
she doesn't know.
real quickly about this movie instead of Nick Jonas that I brought up, and I don't
What do you
want to
mean?
talk about him anymore.
This is a Joe
And we're
Bros
done with that
podcast
topic.
now.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to go down that road. I'm always trying to fight the urge.
Circle back.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. I did just see Scream Queens though, and it was like young Nick, and I was like, "Uh-oh, this is doing something to me. Turn it off." Anyway, okay. Do you think that the woman in black like only comes out when her home has been disturbed? Like, is it Daniel Radcliffe's fault that the killings started again?
The townspeople sure as shit seem to think so.
Yeah. It's like,
I
'Cause
think it's possible, but I think it's also one of those inevitable things where if they just were like, leave it alone, nobody ever go there, eventually more things would be happening. But the timeline of occurrences and deaths in this movie is very unclear to me, at
Mhm.
least. And so I think it's hard to say exactly.
I think it's
Um,
been like a really long time since the woman in black like died, because I think the
yeah.
house still looks gorgeous, but it's like, definitely derelict and gotten like gross. It's obviously been abandoned for quite some time.
I bet we
Um
could find if we went like frame by frame through the movie, I bet we could be like, okay, the date on the gravestones is XYZ, and maybe there's a date on some of his paperwork or something in the beginning of the movie when he's doing the all of the job stuff with his boss. Like, I bet we could suss it out, but it's not clearly communicated.
yeah, because there was one line that made me think maybe that this, like, it had been quite some time since they've had this problem again. I don't know. I can't say about the three girls at the beginning and when that happened. I'm not sure about that. But there's something with Lucy, maybe her is her name, the girl who lit herself on fire.
Yeah, that's true. They said that they had her after they lost their first child, and she's like 12, so.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think, and I also think just based on the age of Sam Daly and his wife, um, I think they're on the older side for having a young child. So I think that their child probably died
A
quite a
while
bit
ago.
before. Um, yeah, I think that maybe like Arthur Kipps really did cause a disruption, but also, he's trying to end it too. It's such a sad story that unfolds, that like it's this woman who is like put in the, as they say clinically, loony bin, just for, being, I don't know what she like, I don't know if she actually had anything going on with her, but it seems like her sister just wanted to steal her child away. At least that's how it's portrayed in the letters that we see.
Or like,
And
is she insane and just thinks that, you know?
yeah, it's kind of vague. You don't really know, cuz like obviously in her afterlife she's vindictive as fucking hell. So,
Yeah.
maybe she was like a little bit spicy in real life as well, but there's no reason to, steal her
We only get
son.
her side of the story on that, which is you're trying to have me declared mad. You took my son. Now you're not giving my son my letters for him, and so I'm starting to think that you didn't do it for the good of my son. You did it to hurt me. But again, this is all her perspective. There's no counter narrative there. Um and I'm willing to like make up in my head that like this older couple, it's kind of the same thing that the dailies are saying, like we have all of this estate and no one to leave it to. So I wonder if it was kind of similar for them, and like maybe they couldn't have kids, and so they needed an
An
heir,
heir.
and maybe she was like an unmarried woman, and so she couldn't be perceived as like having a child without like ruining the family reputation of the
Yeah.
times.
Oh, that's
So
a good guess.
so like we have to raise this child as our own. We can't let anybody know, so this child can't know, so we can't be giving mommy's letters. But the part about that that's confusing is that the birth mother, Jeanette, she seems to live in the same house as all of them. So that seems to me a little trickier to keep them apart. But maybe they lock her in her room. I guess I don't know.
I think they locked her in her room. Yeah, because there was always those pictures where they like showed her in the background,
In the
like
window.
in the window and
But
stuff.
that seemed
That,
like ghostly, I thought. But maybe she just really was in the window.
but
I don't.
she didn't kill herself until after her son died, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So I think that they locked her up there and then maybe
And she's just like,
institutionalized her later. It's really unclear um what really went down. But it is a tragic story that like the child like drowned. They couldn't even retrieve his body. Like, okay, sus. I get why she's like, you guys are assholes and you saved yourself instead of saving the little boy,
Yeah, but did
you
you
know.
see that muck that
yeah,
Daniel
that whole
Radcliffe had
carriage
to
was in
like
there.
I
go
know.
through? That's quicksand, basically. Like, And if they were old, they probably couldn't have gotten him out, or they all would have died.
Yeah. You know who might have passed judgment on people whose son just got put to an early grave, you know? I can't. Personally, I can't. I'm not actually the woman in black. I just look like her. But okay, something that I thought was really silly in this movie, but I would never take it away. I don't want it to go anywhere. I don't know what her name is. I'm sorry. But Sam Daly's wife, the fact that
Loved
she
her.
like she's amazing. What's that actress's name? Like she's not showing
Janet
up.
McTeer.
Like why is she not on the first page of IMDb? Like can we talk about that? Like that's wrong.
Yeah, they are definitely going like by appearance on IMDb, which is why like the Fisher girls are
Oh,
the
she's
first 3
all the
people
way at the
credited.
end.
Yeah.
Anyway, she is incredible. She's just a great actress. I've seen her in so many things and she is amazing. Oh my god, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. She's in that. Incredible. Anyway, but I loved that she was getting possessed by the spirit of the woman in black and like speaking through her. It was so
Because that's by her
hokey.
son,
Yeah,
I think.
that was supposed to be her kid.
That's what she was saying. My son wants to draw you something.
Oh, it was her son, but what was there? What was there? Yeah, it was her son. I'm sorry. No, there's one part later that I thought it was her because she was like saying weird stuff and it sounded like
She was speaking as her son, I think, being like, she makes us do it. She tells us like blah blah blah. We have to go do what she said. We go into the sea, whatever. I don't know, blah blah blah. She was like speaking
we
as
go into the sea.
yeah.
Yeah, that was so disturbing. And like the drawing that he did. Yeah, okay, it makes
When
sense.
she's
because,
carving
like,
into shit constantly.
yeah.
Let
Oh
me
my
just
God.
draw with my knife for you on our dinner, our crazy ass,
Okay.
huge ass, nice ass wooden dinner table.
But did you see that one of her drawings looked like a premonition of Joseph and Arthur being hit by the train because
It
Arthur
was.
has a frowny face on it as well.
It's the same
Exactly.
picture that the son drew in the beginning of the movie.
Mhm.
And that's why
I love that scene when he's like, "Why do I look sad?" He's like, "That's just what you look like.
that shit was hilarious. It was
That's just
right
kind
in
of the way that you
Brazil.
look." Daniel
was
Radcliffe,
creepy.
it's so
Oh.
interesting of him to be like establishing himself right after Harry Potter and being like, I'm playing a widower and a father, and so people will see me as an adult now. And I think it was a good choice. But he
Mhm.
was like, obviously, I have no experience with those things, and I don't really have experience with like grieving either. So he talked to a grief counselor, and he is like,
Aw.
in particular, I'm interested in like what is your relationship with your child like after your wife dies in childbirth? I bet that's complicated. And they were like,
Yeah,
sure
'cause
is.
you're a little bit resentful of them in a way
Exactly.
because they're part
Mhm.
of the reason why your beloved is gone. It's very difficult. Oh, it's a heavy role. It's a heavy role, and I think he does a really good job. The only time where I
Yeah.
thought his acting was weird was when he was like in front of his wife at the end, and he was like,
Right.
I was like, you guys have there's no chemistry between these two actors, unfortunately. But other than that, we're good. Also, I just want to say real quickly, Janet McTeer, she's in the menu. That's where we see. I was like, we've talked about this bitch on the pod.
The food critic.
She's the food critic in the menu, which
Lillian.
is such a good movie, and also has fucking
Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes.
Rafe
Another
Fiennes. Isn't that
Harry.
his name? Once again, those British actors. Throw
Who
me through a
knows?
loop.
I always get that one
Or
wrong.
UK actors, UK generally. That area of the world, I don't think Irish people like to be called British.
No, they definitely do not.
No.
That's like a big. They really don't.
I
like
hear
that.
they like don't like that. It's so
Yeah,
weird.
no, you're spot on there. No, they hate that. Oh my gosh. But yeah, there's just it has all of the elements of a spooky ghost story. There's bumps in the night. There's a rocking chair that rocks on its own. It's revealed that it's rocking because it was used for suicide. Classic. This is a classic ghost story shit, okay? And I love Daniel Radcliffe. I love Arthur Kipps because he was like, I am a good man and I am going to fix this and I am going to dive into the nasty marsh and get this baby's body back so it can finally be put to rest. Like he's really going above and beyond the call of
Well,
duty, but I think it's because he like probably caused like 3 kids to die because
yeah.
he went
And it
over
was
there and
also,
meddled.
he was like, ruh-roh, part of this was the fire that started. And because of the fire, I can't telegram my child not to come to the area where the woman in black is. So I have to just try and put the woman in black to rest before my child arrives. So let's just do a little Hail Mary, go look for a body out in the muck. Um, and
Also-
he
Men will
tries.
never understand a scorned woman and how
Oh my God. He's like, we're good
Like-
now, right? She screamed in my face. I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That seem
Uh,
at peace to you, Daniel Radcliffe? I don't know, girl.
Yeah. I just was so mad. Well, one, I just want to say that the baby was a bog body, and that made me excited.
Yeah.
Technically,
Yeah.
that's a bog body. He looked like a little bog body, and I was like, oh, he's so cute. Sorry to say that, but he's so he was so cute. He looked so cute with his little with the birthday cards around him, and he turned on all of his toys. That was very nice. He tried
Including that
very
monkey.
hard, including the monkey. He tried really hard, and he did fail. I also just so many little details. Like I love the moments with Sam Daly and his son where he gets to see him for a second and his son like
Yeah.
maybe like tries to protect him by locking him in that room. I'm not exactly sure if that was the intention, but that was really cool. And also like just the haunting detail, like in the Daly's house, like there are just like scores of photos of him and they're all of the sun and they're everywhere covering like every single item
You
and
ever ethered your wife because she's freaking out at the dinner table, though? That was
oh,
crazy.
that was fucking crazy. Oh yeah, that's what they did
Ugh.
back then. I
here's
was
the
like,
thing,
yeah, girl, did you see
It
fucking
must
Nosferatu?
right?
That's
It
what
must,
was
suck
done.
to be a woman, but again, I stand by the one thing that would cure me in this life is a doctor to give me cocaine, masturbate me, and then send me off to the
And then
seaside.
ether
I think
you.
that, yeah, and then maybe
If
give
I'm
me a
feeling
lobotomy
overwhelmed,
at the
I
end.
need that ether.
Like, I think
Knock me out,
like
bitch.
that's actually what I need. I need that prescribed.
Yeah. Yeah, he redeemed himself, not redeemed. My understanding of him shifted between the ethering scene when I went, no, I don't like that. To when they were like at the gravesite for Nicholas and she was freaking out again and then she fainted. I was like, okay, he has reason to believe that these like spells are doing physical harm to her and that she needs
Yeah.
to be protected from them. Like, I do believe now that I've seen this second scene that he's a loving husband, but can you believe your wife is freaking out at the dinner table? You're like, too much, get the ether. Let's just knock her out.
I mean, to be fair, I don't support this, but to be fair, she did have a knife. And
It's
so
a butter knife. She just
It
was
was
really going
carving into
crazy
that
on that
wood.
table. She's
I don't
destroying
know.
my table. Somebody
She could
ether her.
she could stab herself with a butter knife. She's got that force. She's got that
She
strength.
was just doing art, okay?
Something else that I wanted to say is that when little ghost baby, like the main baby who is a ghost, that one, when he like pops up by his grave that one time, my immediate thought was peanut butter baby. Because he comes out of the mud.
He's
I
covered
was
in
like,
muck.
peanut butter baby. And I was like, I'm so sorry that I can't be serious during this very eerie moment, but peanut butter baby is all I can think about. He's more like chocolate pudding baby, but still.
Where he's like, muck.
What?
That's such a funny video. Oh my god. Can you believe coming home to your baby like that?
I couldn't. Can
I'd
you
be
believe?
like, no, we're done for the day.
And ether.
Yeah, and we're all getting the ether tonight, pals.
Please.
Ether for the whole family, actually.
Okay, I don't want to like be like go too fast too soon, you know. But also like I want to talk about the end, but I don't know if that's too early. What other
We're
things do
bopping
you
all
wanna talk-
over. We talking about the end. We're moving around.
I don't have much else to say after I talk about the end, so bring up other things first.
Well, I mean, I'm not opposed to talking about the end because, like you said, so much of the rest of the movie is spooky edging, which is to say, not that much is happening
Yeah.
necessarily.
Remember that
But
part
I
where he looked
do.
at the wall and his eyes were blue, and then he looked
His
and then
eyes are
the
so
light went
blue,
out?
and then I did. Okay, I loved that there are the twins, but then I also loved they're like, and this is our outside dog, Spider.
Dead. I missed that.
Spider's the dog that like accompanies him, where he's like, take Spider with you. And Spider's the dog that's in the mansion
dog.
with him for company. And it's like, how come that dog doesn't get spoon fed at the dinner table? I don't know.
Those are so
But I love him nonetheless. He's a
Spider's
very
a
good
little rough
dog.
ruffian, and
That
he
dog kept
will.
barking like so many times, and when I
Yeah,
tell
because
you,
there's ghosts afoot, girl.
I get it, but my dogs, I watched this movie twice, lost their shit, and
You gotta
Hazel.
put those headphones in.
Hazel likes to watch TV, and especially if she sees like another
Fix dog TV.
animal on TV. And I can always tell who she thinks is hot because she locks in.
Whoa.
Like Hazel
Does she
will
like Spider?
absolutely no, like people. Hazel will like lock
Oh.
in on hot people. All dogs, hot people. You
Hazel.
can like tell.
Okay. So
And
yes,
but like
she likes
she
Spider.
was just like all up on. She like
Who'd she
jumped
like?
off the couch, was like standing on my little TV like credenza thing, like and like barking
For
at
who?
the TV for Spider the dog.
Well, which hot people though? Also,
Oh, I don't remember who, but she hasn't done it in
Daniel
a while.
Radcliffe, duh.
No, he unfortunately did not get her going.
he didn't do it for her.
He didn't do it for her.
Wow.
I'm sure she appreciates him, but
Mhm.
Come on, give a short king his day in the sun.
I'll give a short king his day in the sun. I love him.
I love him.
I love him.
I love him. What a great first movie back in, well, not back. He was there the whole time. But like a first foray into his adult career. Wow, made it sound like he's a porn star. Sorry about that.
He did show dog.
He did show
Yeah.
dong and Equus, so there you go. That's so funny.
Oh, did you see the moment where there was this, evil, hear no evil, speak no evil monkeys? That's us from Planet of the April, if you'll recall.
That is us.
That was
It
our
was
cameo
us.
in this film.
It's so nice of them to put us in this movie. I really appreciated that. And I forgot that we did that so long ago before I even
How
used
could
it
you
again.
forget? I've got
We have
approximately 90 more stickers.
Oh my god. I do like the structure of this movie though. I like that like it comes back home where like his child is threatened and so he's trying to make things right and also his boy is like he could be hurt and like even though they have a weird relationship, he's going to do everything that he can to protect his son. And it's beautiful, but I'm
And
just
they
like,
had that
okay.
conversation earlier with Mrs. Fisher after they're like, there's no rooms here, blah, 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 blah. I liked that whole, once you knew what was going on, I really liked that whole conversation where the dad is trying to be like, no, nobody come stay here, especially him, because I know what's going on with him because Jerome, the lawyer, already called me to say we don't want him to go to the house and do paperwork, so he can't stay, say the inn is full, send him packing, put him on the train back to London. And then it's like, well, we can't send him out into the rain. I guess he could stay in the attic. And then it's revealed that it's like, that's why that room is off limits. And that's why it was a sensitive subject. And it's like, wait, you want him to stay in the attic? But then she has that scene with him later on where she's like, if you love your child, you'll get the fuck out of here. And he's like, I'm here because I love my child. I have to keep my job. My job is on the line, which we learned in the beginning of the movie.
I think that also like the precursor to that conversation is one of my favorite like tiny moments in the movie because they just do such a great job like setting up these tiny little like unsettling spooky things in this. Like this is like the subtlety of the movie that I appreciate. When he first gets into that inn, they're walking up the stairs, they pass that cool bird. I'm gonna clock in on the bird. I
I
don't know
knew you'd
what
like that.
kind
Of
it
course you
was. I
would.
love the bird, but it was repeating what they were saying. So they said sea mist, and it was like sea mist, whatever. But then like he comes up the stairs that one time because he hears a woman sobbing, and he goes upstairs, and it's the bird that was sobbing. But of course he mimics what he heard, And so then you see the woman come in and she's not crying anymore, but her eyes are, glistening like I just thought that was like really
Yeah.
beautifully done. I
Yeah.
thought that was
Mhm.
really cool little detail and I really appreciated that.
And it's good
Yeah.
character building because we see him on so many occasions just like trying to help the people around him.
Yeah. Ugh.
He's really
Yeah,
such a
that
good
part really
boy.
got me. He's such a good boy. He's a nice man. He's just a sad boy.
It's just a rough situation to be in where trying to help everyone and do your job and provide for your child also means that all these kids gonna start dying in town.
Yeah, no. Ugh, but he does everything that he possibly could do to try to put this to rest. Like, what more can he do than reunite her with her son and literally place his body into her grave? Like, that was really beautiful and fucked too. Like, it was really hard to watch, but emotional. It's a very emotional movie because it's dealing with these children and like the loss of the child, all of that. We just got into that with Pet Cemetery. But that's why like the ending, like unfortunately, I like wish I didn't laugh at the ending because it's not funny at all, but my brain is broken today and so I couldn't take it seriously. But like the end of this movie made me go cuckoo banana clubs, not in a good way, just cuz I was like, why would you let go of baby Nick Jonas's hand? Even if you think
Yeah.
you slayed the
Right.
beast, like you're still at a train station. It's the same thing as Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
Don't leave
There's
your child by a road or track of
But
any
also,
sort.
especially when
uh,
there's three adults. Obviously everybody's distracted, but there's literally in both scenes three adults on hand.
yeah. But especially in this time period, kids were disposable. Like you had
Well, he
they had
just
like a
I don't
kid-
know. We just saw how all of these people in town are like, my child is not disposable.
Yeah.
yeah, they said
Sydney's like, I'm
he
not
just
pressed.
did all
Yeah,
this shit
this
to
movie
save
was or
her.
this book was written in 1983. Like they didn't really know. Like truly like adults would have all of these kids and they wouldn't like bond with them until they were like a certain age because it was like they were probably gonna
Well,
die.
guess what, Sydney? All the kids that we see die are like 10. So that is plenty. That's 6 years past when you've given them a name.
But yeah, I
No,
just
they're 10. They still haven't earned a name rights yet.
You
Like
don't
you
get a
gotta wait
name
till they're
until
like
you're 17,
16.
and then you get married, and that's when you get a name, okay?
Yeah.
oh my god. Well,
Your
I
husband
did
picks it for you.
Yeah.
I could not believe my eyes with this ending though, because I just really was like, no, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna go there. Are they gonna really go there? And then they did.
And they
And
did.
then
They're
they
like,
did.
they're like, yep. Everybody just watch them get hit by a train. They just got obliterated and hit by a fucking train. And I was so surprised when there's that one, like, there's that little split second right after, like, you think they got hit, and you see Daniel Radcliffe on the side of the train
And you're
track,
like,
like, holding
oh,
his son. I was like,
see?
that's not possible. That's stupid. I was like so mad. I was like, one, I don't want them to be dead. But two,
Mhm.
they're dead. Like they're dead. Unless they got to the other side, there is not enough clearance for a full man and a boy
Yeah.
to survive. The train's real big.
If you told me they
Um,
laid down and he put his body over the baby and the baby survived, maybe I'd believe it.
Yeah.
But huddling on the side, sorry, not possible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just wish that the way they made the ghost world looked like a little bit better, but it was 2012 and that's just how maybe CGI shit looked at that
Daniel
time.
Radcliffe loves to be in a ghostly train station.
I
Harry Potter
also
7.
thought about that. I was like, a
Yeah.
dead, you know, afterlife train station.
Afterlife train station.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's taking you to where you need to go. Yeah, I just think that the ending, even though I really did not want that to be what it was, like it was always heading there because they hadn't
Yeah,
really
it's very
addressed.
gothic.
It's so gothic. They hadn't really addressed like the passing of the wife in a substantive way enough. Like at the beginning of the movie, and it's so quick, because we move into our main meat of everything. You kind of forget Daniel Radcliffe's character is being haunted by his wife. He literally sees a vestige of her, like a ghost of her in that room. Um and so it makes sense, like her, that means like her spirit is also not at rest.
And he says that too at one point when he and Sam Daly are talking about, like, do you believe in any, what do you believe about the afterlife, basically? Do you believe in any of this superstitious stuff? And he's like, well, I didn't used to, but since my wife died, like, I don't know. Maybe I want to. And that's such an interesting conversation just in general, where Sam Daly is like, I don't want to believe in that superstitious stuff because I don't want to believe my son is like stuck here on this plane wandering around instead of being able to be somewhere beautiful where I'll be with him again one day.
Well,
Yeah.
and also too, him like wanting to see um supernatural stuff kind of explains some of his dumbass behavior throughout this movie. Like why you like it's such like a thing for a man to do when the door is like spookily uh rattling and
oh yeah, when it's going
you
like this and then
open
it's
the
like
door
and it goes
like
crazy.
that's
That's
such
another
a
one where I was like,
man
that's a silly
thing.
choice.
Right, like but he's like looking, he wants to see a ghost, like to see,
Yeah.
and he does, because you get like that great shot of all the spooky kids, like ghost kids in the rain.
Oh,
Mm.
and through the train window at the very end too.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, also one of the worst things, I had to fast forward it the second time because the noise I couldn't stand, when he like locks himself in the room and on the captions it says like squelching
I
and
love a
it's like the
squelching
kid
caption.
like coming out of the bog but in the bed. I was like, ugh, I can't stand this noise.
Nasty.
I liked in the beginning. There's one moment in the beginning in the house when they had one of those like spooky off-screen whispers to suggest the presence of a ghost, where it's like, and then he turns around, but there's nothing.
Spooky. So many little jump scares like that. They loved a jump scare in this. It was so funny.
But yeah, the ending, original. That's not the original ending, apparently.
Okay.
I mean, it's close. They were just gonna die after getting hit by the train. I don't know how what the cutoff was going to be, but test audiences said that was too sad, so they added the bit with the mom to be like they're reunited. There's a silver lining in this, which I thought was like a very gothic touch, to be
Yeah.
like they have to die, but they are reunited, so there's something there, and it gives closure to like the stuff with the mom, which, like you said, we only really touch on a little bit in terms of like he's feeling haunted by his grief. Is she out there? That's why he leans into the supernatural instead of leaning away from the supernatural, because it has some like he's yearning, he's longing for his wife in whatever capacity he can get it. But also it's so interesting in terms of the woman in black, because it's like, I reunited you with your son. I put his body with your body. You have to be at peace now, right? She's like, oh yeah, like, are you fucking at peace? Like, does that feel good for you? You're reunited with your dead wife. I killed you and your son. You guys are reunited with her. Does that feel good? Are you happy? Is that good enough for you? She's so mad about it still. And I'm like, you know what? That's really fair.
So true. Holy fuck. I hadn't thought about it that way. Yeah. It's
Great.
like,
Are you at peace? Is that good for you? You happy,
It's like-
bitch?
it's like she watched Pet Cemetery and she's like, really? Sometimes dead is better? I don't think so, actually.
Well, girl, have you considered that that movie meant dead versus undead, not dead
Yeah.
versus alive? So,
Yeah. No, she's
yeah,
so
it's just so
vindictive.
funny to me. She's like, if you really wanted to make it better, you can go back in time and reunite me with my son while we're alive. But if this is the best you got, I got a little something for you.
You know what? I've actually been having a really good time making kids commit suicide. So I'm gonna keep doing that. Thanks.
Yeah. I read a book recently that had gothic elements to it. And one of the things in that book was that just like and I don't know if I found this compelling necessarily, but it contextualized this movie for me a little bit. It was like that ghost had just been like angry and vindictive and wronged and wanting revenge for so long that there is no like ability to be at
They're
peace, even when the truth comes to light. Like that's too like deep set at that point.
and it's been such a long time that like they've forgotten their humanity, you know? So like the human part of them that could forgive is no longer checked in at the hotel, baby. They're gone. They're gone. Um yeah, I wish that it looked a little bit different at the end so I could have like felt that like beautiful like longing agony that you get in a gothic movie where like everything goes wrong. I like the feeling that I felt at the end of Crimson Peak. That exact feeling. I feel like I could have had that feeling here where you're just like this is like not the outcome that any of us wanted, but here we are. Like I don't know. It didn't just visually didn't stick the landing for me, which was difficult, which is so hard because every other moment of this movie was so beautiful, just gorgeous, and all of the set pieces, like we were talking about, like I just thought it was really stunning. And then for it to end in this like it was just the weird lighting, the weird like ghost world lighting, just kind of made it look cheesy to me, so it kind of took me out of it. But again, bad brain day, so maybe it was effective for you guys, but it just pissed me off. I literally was like, "Really? They're dead!" Like I yelled that out loud. Adam was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm just going crazy. Don't worry about me." But anyway, are
Okay,
we
I wonder.
ready? Oh, what?
I'm just trying to Janet and Nathaniel, who is the name of her son, I think. They both died in 1889, and I feel like we should be able to figure out when this movie is set. When is the woman in black set? Because I'm just so curious about the timeline. Okay, it says the original novel is set between roughly 1901 and 1910. The 2012 film has a similar early 20th century setting. So it could be like 10 to 20 years. It could be that her like original rash of hauntings and attacks is like right after her death, and then there's been a period of quiet
Calm.
when nobody is having any sightings of her and sparking any further attacks. But it's just so curious to me, like, why is the house being cleaned out now and put on the market now? But also, whatever. Okay, maybe the parents just died now. I would think that Janet would target them right away, but we just don't really get into what happened to them within the scope of this film. But it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Maybe
Yeah, and they don't
maybe
have
what
any
she
more
partially
kids, so
wanted
that's her main
also.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think if maybe Daniel Radcliffe should have exposed what they did, and that could have been part of her everlasting peace, maybe, is the truth being out there. I don't
Yeah.
know. But he only had one whack at that hypothesis, so
Yeah, not a lot of time before his little boy's train gets in. But anyway, do we have any more thoughts we'd like to share before we move on to our
Segmentos?
Nope. Okay. Well, this will be an interesting question. How could this movie be gayer?
I'd
Go,
raise my
Chelsea.
hand. I
Go,
think Daniel
Chelsea.
Radcliffe's character should be a transgender man. I think that
Ooh.
his wife had a baby. That's why the baby looks like the wife. Maybe I don't know if she got pregnant in some other capacity or if they schemed for her pregnancy or what. Um, but I think that that would be a fun way, and I think that happened more than you expected back in the day because they didn't have they weren't as on top of trying to figure everybody out. So if you just like pretended to be a man and dressed as a man, you could get away with it a lot of the time. Um, and so I think that he could be a transgender man who's just going about his life. Um, and that's part of why the relationship with the son is so complicated. He loves him, and that's the only thing he has left of his wife. But also he's like, I don't, man, I wish I had my wife.
Mm.
Yeah, I like that. I like that read a lot.
It's my baby, but is it my baby? But it is my baby. But and then it's
That's
also
my
like an
baby.
adoption parallel a little bit where it's like, but
Hmm.
that is my baby.
I like that a lot. Hmm.
Also, I think Arthur and Sam have some tension.
Oh, you're a wealthy older gentleman offering me a ride?
Like,
In your
oh,
cool car.
You're the
Oh,
only one in
you've
town
got
who has a car with headlights and horsepower?
you've got a crazy wife, so you have all this free time.
Oh,
Oh,
you like to dress your little dogs in sailor suits?
Mhm.
That was definitely Sam's idea,
I'm
of
just
course.
saying.
That's so funny.
They could be a queer couple together, Mr. and Mrs. Daly. They could both be queer. They could also be
Lavender
lavender marriage, and they wanted to
Yeah.
have a child.
I can see that
Yep.
for them.
And that's part of why just the one.
Just the one. They could only do
We
sex one
wanted a
time.
child, so we made it happen, but we can only make it happen the one time. When
I'm not willing to do that again.
Yeah, we did it, and then we went, actually, I don't know.
I'm chilling on that. Thank you.
I'm chilling on that.
Okay, any other gay thoughts you'd like to share?
So many more gay thoughts.
Okay, Matthew Lillard. He should be. Oh, what was her name? The girl who drank lye. Her dad.
Victoria?
Victoria Hardy. They
Mm.
said her
Yeah.
full name, like firsty lasty,
She's a
which I was
firsty
like,
lasty.
interesting.
Yeah, some people are just firsty lasties.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah, I
realize
did,
until I
like-
was rewatching that you get a glimpse of her happy and not being poisoned by lye.
Mm.
Earlier on in it too. Poor babe.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely as one of the grieving fathers, that would be good. He could be Jerome as well when they're trying to get Lucy out of the basement after the fire is going and somebody's having to drag him away, hold him back.
I like that too.
I think he's the train conductor that the nanny buys the tickets back to London from.
Oh my god. I think he's the nanny.
Oh,
What about
here we
a
go,
Manny?
Manny?
Can't we
What
have
about
a
a
Manny?
Manny?
What about a Manny? A Matthew Lillard Manny. Come on. The
The
world's
What if
ready
Manny
for
Matthew
that.
Lillard,
stands
as
for
a
Matthew
grown man, just
Lillard.
played Joseph?
He's on his knees.
No, he's full height.
And Daniel
Daddy.
Radcliffe is just holding his hand up here.
That's so funny. That's so fucking funny. Okay. That leads us to the dumb bitch. And I think that the dumb bitch, just based on the information that we have, has to be the woman in
Alice?
black's aunt and her husband. So,
Her sister.
Yeah.
oh, not aunt. Sorry, not aunt. Her sister and the sister's husband.
Yeah.
They gotta go.
Just take the knock to your reputation. It's fine.
Oh, I think I
Say
was
she
thinking
had a
of the
husband
little
that
boy's
died at
aunt.
war. That's an evergreen excuse.
Yeah, there you go. You don't have to commit her.
What war
and
does it
steal
matter?
her son. We don't need to be stealing people's sons, okay? That's kind of rude. And look what happened. How
And
many
look what
children
happened.
had to die? Maybe Loretta took it a little too far. We could say that.
Loretta?
Isn't her name Loretta?
Janet?
Who's Loretta?
Who is Loretta?
Who's
That's my
Loretta?
question.
I just want to let you know I'm not drunk. I just really
I think maybe you were thinking
really
of
thought it was
La
Loretta.
Llorona again. I don't know.
maybe it was that. This has happened before where I just made up a name.
I mean, Loretta feels like it would fit the time period.
That's what I call her. Loretta.
That's yes, her name is Jeanette, but everybody who's tight with her knows she goes by Loretta.
Yeah.
Loretta.
Everybody knows.
We're just on a different level than you guys are. Maybe you should let you call her that
excuse
someday.
me.
Yeah, sorry. It's all right. It's because I've embodied her. I know her true name. And it's Loretta.
And it's Loretta.
Okay, so
So,
besides
you.
me being the dumb bitch for making up a name, I think it's got to be Jeanette's.
I'll hop on board for that. There was no
Yeah.
reasonable explanation provided for why they needed to do that. So I'm fully willing to just go, these bitches dumb and rude and mean.
I believe women. So anyway, that brings us to our knives out of fives. Chelsea.
So this movie on IMDb has a 6.4 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes. It has 66%, which is fresh from critics. However, 54% from audiences. That's rotten.
Oh.
It did do some like horror awards rounds, got some nominations. I think it maybe got a win or two, but like nothing huge necessarily, no huge acclaim. However, like I mentioned earlier, it was like the most successful British horror release in 20 years. So
Wow.
that ain't nothing.
That's really impressive. Okay, who wants to go first?
Let me pull up my knives document. I can go first.
Get it, girl.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I thought it was gorgeous to look at and interesting to think about. I don't know that it'll stick with me. I think it probably could have benefited from a second watch, but I only watched it one time. One
That's
of
how I
those
feel
things.
too.
The stars just didn't align this time. And sometimes they don't. But I could see myself revisiting it and liking it in the future. That said, I didn't like go crazy on it unnecessarily. So I'm not sure exactly where to place my knives. I think again, there's some funny moments in there that I loved. I'm so glad they were there because they were so funny, but it did like that monkey really, you know,
Yeah, it's like,
if you're
was this
building
intentional?
yeah, if you're building tone and you're like trying to draw in the viewer and create suspense and blah blah blah, you sure burst that bubble the second that monkey was going crazy.
Yeah.
I see what you were trying to do. However, I laughed and then I continued to laugh every time I thought about it for the rest of the film. And I thought about it a lot. So I'm probably gonna give this movie like a 3.89, I think is what feels right in my heart today.
I feel like I'm right there with you. Like, I wanted to like it more, and I feel like I could have. It feels like this is a Monica movie, but
I think
it
you
just
can
wasn't
like it
in the
and also
cards
think
for
it's
me.
not
Yeah, it just wasn't like
knives wise.
so amazing that it like blew me away. I just really, if they had stuck the landing more with that ending, I just didn't like the way it looked visually, and it was just such a letdown after everything else looking fucking sick the whole time, even through the tin can, it still looks good. And then that last bit, like I don't know, maybe it looked really good if it wasn't on hoopla.com. Actually, it's not hoopla.com. It's hoopladigital.com. Don't go to hoopla.com. I did that by accident.
We don't know what's there.
I might get a virus. I don't know
Who
what's
knows?
it wasn't a good website to be on. But anyway, like it's got all the things that I like. I honestly love that it ended so fucked up. I loved it. I love that it ended like that. But it just wasn't hitting for me today. So I think I'm gonna go, yeah, I'm gonna do like a 3.9 just as a little extra to Danielle himself. And
Love
actually
him.
that extra one goes to Loretta.
Shout out you, Loretta
My girl. My girl Loretta. Good God.
I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. It's like one of those movies that is like bad, but you have a good time, right? Like, there was a little too many jump scares. Like, I think some of the jump scares were like unnecessary, but like it was 2012.
Now she's over there.
And like
the monkey.
yeah, and jump scares were like all the rage. So like it is a
They wanted to film this movie
of
in
its
3D
time.
at first.
Okay,
and then they
that's
didn't.
I would have loved to have seen this movie in 40x.
In 40x, and you're just the only thing that's in 40x is every time you ride down the road, it's like this.
What would they do to
All,
make
like,
you
the
feel like a
weird
peanut butter baby?
water
They just put there's mist and steam in there constantly.
Right?
They spray mud
the
on
scent
you.
of peanut butter when we see peanut butter baby.
But like it's a very like again, I will be showing my future children this movie. It will be up there on the list of like ways to torment my children when they have
You turn
sleepovers.
9, we'll give you your name and you can watch The Woman in Black.
Exactly. It's a rite of passage, okay?
You don't earn your name until you finish the movie. We just call you
Horrible.
baby until then.
I'm really glad that we
Yes.
didn't live at in those times.
Yeah, we'd probably all be dead.
Yeah, for real.
Not me. I'm built different, but okay for you guys.
Okay, bitch.
Me and Loretta, we'd be chilling.
Yeah, that's true. Loretta always would have been fine, so it's fine. Okay, that brings us to the end of The Woman in Black. Daniel Radcliffe, long may he reign. But next week we have something exciting happening, and it's so exciting that and it's such a surprise that even we don't know what it is.
Even to
We don't,
us.
even to
I
us,
mean,
we don't know.
Hopefully by the time this episode comes out, we'll know and you can see on our website. But
Yeah.
at the time of recording, we don't know.
And the reason that we don't know is because it's up to our patrons, baby. They get to decide. They're coming up with the list this time, too. We're not even giving them the options. They're giving us options. We might float a few in there just in case. But honestly, I don't even have any ideas right now. So I'm excited to do something that they want to do. The list is looking cool so far. The voting is happening this week. So the jury's still out. But yeah, exactly. As Chelsea said, by the time this comes out and you're hearing it, you can go to spookytuesdaypod.com and check out our latest episodes
by the time this one comes out. So we'll definitely know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll know. But
We'll
you
know.
can check
And
on
you'll be
our
able to find
beautiful
out.
website, and it says at the bottom of the blog, up next, and there it will be, the poster for you and a little ditty. So you'll love it and it's going to be great. But next week is also a very important week because it is the last episode of the year, because we are going on a little hiatus, babies. It's going to be okay. Don't worry. Hiatus sounds scary because it sounds
I
like
hold
it's
your
a
hand.
long time.
We'll be
We hold
back.
hands.
It'll be
We hold
okay.
hands together. But okay, all right. You know us. Spooky Tuesday, we're the 3 hardest working girlies in podcasting. Guess how many weeks we usually take off a year? Fucking 2. That's it. There's fucking 52 episodes of Spooky Tuesday a season. That's a lot. There's 54 weeks in a year. There you go. Math. Minus
No.
2.
That's
Easy.
not
What?
right.
There's 56 weeks in a year?
There's 52 weeks in a year, and we do 50 episodes.
Why did we have extra?
Because sometimes we do a bonus, or
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. There's 52 weeks in a year. I really thought that I knew what I was talking about, but Loretta
I mean,
came
it's like
in
approximate.
and she told
you know
me
what I
what's
mean?
up.
Sometimes
yeah.
there's a leap day or whatever, and so it's just
Sometimes
it's
there's
not a perfect 52.
Magically an extra Tuesday. But either way, Chelsea's right. She's the one who can do math here.
Yep.
I'm just the girl behind the veil. But this year we are doing some travel over the holidays, and so instead of taking 2 weeks off, we are taking 4 weeks off. I know it's
know.
gonna be so
You
scary,
guys are
but
gonna
you're
be really brave. You're gonna
be
make
so brave, and you're gonna be so busy with the holidays and going on
You
winter
won't
break
even
and all
miss
that
us that
shit. You won't
much.
even miss us, okay?
That much.
Not that much.
You can miss us a little. You should
You'll
miss
miss
us a
us.
little.
We're gonna miss you. I'm gonna be thinking
We'll
about
miss
you all the
you.
time. I'm gonna cry a little bit.
Say
But
hi on
don't
social.
worry. Yeah, we'll still be manning the socials. We'll be around on the Discord. We'll still be chatting. So join the Patreon if you really miss us so much. You could still talk to us all the time. But
I'm not traveling, so I'll be
we
around.
will be coming back. Our first episode back will be on January 13th. So look out for that. Don't worry, we'll back in plenty of time for Matthew Lillard's birthday. You know we wouldn't miss it. So yeah, we will miss you, but we will be right back after the holidays. And don't worry, there's one more episode before we go away. So just it's gonna be okay.
Easing you
and
into it.
we're easing you into, we're giving you a little notice, and it's gonna be all right. But anyway, we love y'all so much. And how about in a 5-star review, say, I'm glad y'all are taking a break. You deserve it, queens.
Deserve it, queens. This one's
You deserve
on
it,
me.
queens. Yeah,
Keep
thank
us
you.
up.
That's so nice. Well, that's so nice of
Oh
you
my
to say
god,
that.
you guys. Okay, we will.
Okay, if you insist.
If you say so.
Or just a 5-star review or not reaction, a 5-star reaction on Spotify or Facebook. Remember, you can do reviews there. Be our second reviewer on Facebook. And also we are on social media. We're at spooky_Tuesday on pretty much everything except for Spooky Ooh, except for Facebook and Tumblr, where we're Spooky Tuesday Pod. Remember, follow us there, and you can chat with us while we're gone. So think about that. And also, our website is www.spookytuesdaypod.com. Check that out to find out right away what next week's episode will be. And also, we are on YouTube, so subscribe to us to see us looking absolutely gorgeous today. Sydney keeps doing this cool thing with her eyeliner, and I really like it, Sydney, and it looks really good. She looks
And
beautiful.
what color is she wearing?
Black.
Oh God, she's wearing black.
Oh God, she's wearing black. And I've got my knockoff merch on today from our old season art.
Beautiful. It's so cute.
They got a wrap. And
I wish I
Monica.
had bought some of that. And today I am Loretta herself, the woman in black. And it's mostly because I'm not wearing makeup, and I wanted to cover that up from you guys, so you'll never see the truth. Actually, face reveal, nude face reveal. Anyway, you can only see that on our YouTube, so subscribe. And thank you so much for listening. We will see you next Tuesday.
Bye, Spookies.
Spooky Tuesday was created by Monica Height, Sydney Thompson, and Chelsea Duff, and edited by Sydney Thompson. Our gorgeously spooky tunes are all thanks to Tamara Simons, who you can follow on Instagram at Great18. That's GR818_. And our podcast art is by Ryan Brom, who you can follow on Instagram at Ryan Brom Art. That's RyanBrommArt. Learn more about Spooky Tuesday at spookytuesdaypod.com and subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/spooky_Tuesday.